Welcome to the Bogart Effect, a wealthy wisdom podcast. Please see important disclosure information at the end of the presentation.
So let's shift gears a little bit and talk about what interest rates have done, Daniel. And let's specifically talk a little bit about how those have gotten us to where we are now. And then let's start transitioning into talking about future outlooks.
Yeah, absolutely. When you look from an interest rate environment, right? I mean, from the cause of the pandemic, I mean, the rate of acceleration to cut rates was historic. I mean, we've had historical lows. I mean, we look at what interest rates used to be in the 80s and 90s, and all of a sudden we've got, sub 3% mortgage rates here. I mean, that we're at historic lows here. In context, I mean, even if we settle around a 5 or 6% interest rate, I mean, historically, it's still a relatively low number, but it's a shock to the current environment that we have with it. So the cause of that to stimulate the economy through the pandemic and have that, I mean, it's really driven the cost of capital has really come down. So there's more availability to it. Well, now that interest rates have gone up and they went up at a very, very fast or moving up, they won't go up as high as they went down, but we're moving into this environment where now it's proverbially called your locked in phase, right? So now I've got a mortgage that I'm at 3% on it. I mean, I've got to sell absorb a higher rate going into the future, but also with the price increases in homes, your dollar doesn't go as far when you look at it, right? So, supply and demand, affordability, and this lock-in.
The previous presentation by Bogart Wealth was intended for general information purposes only. No portion of the presentation serves as the receipt of or as a substitute for personalized investment advice from Bogart Wealth or any other investment professional of your choosing. Different types of investments involve varying degrees of risk, and it should not be assumed that future performance of any specific investment or investment strategy or any other non-investment related or planning services, discussion, or content will be profitable, be suitable for your portfolio or individual situation, or prove successful. Neither Bogart Wealth's investment advisor registration status nor any amount of prior experience or success should be construed that a certain level of results or satisfaction will be achieved if Bogart Wealth is engaged or continues to be engaged to provide investment advisory services. Bogart Wealth is neither a law firm nor accounting firm, and no portion of its services shall be construed as legal or accounting advice. No portion of the podcast content should be construed by a client or prospective client as a guarantee that he or she will experience a certain level of results if Bogart Wealth is engaged or continues to be engaged to provide investment advisory services. Copies of Bogart Wealth's current written disclosure brochure and Form CRS discussing our advisory services and fees are available upon request or at www.bogartwealth.com.